Shet et ahim gam yahad. Ine matov, ine matov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ine matov, ine matov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ine matov u'anayim. Shet et ahim gam yahad. Ine matov u'anayim. Shet et ahim gam yahad. We welcome this child here. If you'll stop for one sec, you're honored as being a kvater, as an honorific carrier of this child, this new life. And we say to the baby, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, blessed are you who come here in the name of God. Blessed are you who come with joy. Come before God, even for Brit Milah, with gladness. We'll do this responsibly on the first page. Little boy, Baruch haba, we welcome you. Your turn. You are the latest and best chapter in the lives of your mother and father.
You are brand new, a symbol of today and tomorrow.
Your life is a new, clean slate upon which people and events will leave their impression.
You are a bridge over which we who welcome you can gaze from this day into future days, from our generation into your generation.
You are the newest link in the endless chain of our people's history. Little boy, Baruch haba ahava, we welcome you into the covenant of the Jewish people with love. Now do we have grandparents here?
Yeah, 2 sets.
Let's have all four stand together. I'm going to bring, it's not your Bris. I'm going to bring the baby over to you. Beautiful, sweetie. And as I hold the baby child in front of you, will you read this blessing to him?
After the flood, God established a covenant with all humanity, the covenant of the rainbow.
Look into the sky just after the fall of nourishing rain, and you will see the colors of life sparkling in the heavens.
Children are our reflection of that covenant. They are a sign of our confidence that the beauty of life will go forward.
In their laughter and in their love, they are our rainbows that bring color and joy into our lives.
They represent our faith and hope in the future.
We also welcome Mazel Tov Elijah to be here too. Yes. That he should bless you during this period. And Mom and Dad, if you'll say that little prayer too.
Creator of all, with joyous heart, we come before you to thank you for the new life we have born. In the days and years ahead, we will need strength and wisdom to accomplish for our son many responsibilities required by us, by the Jewish tradition and heritage, to nurture and sustain him, teach him values and understanding, and to love and protect him as he grows up.
Now, one of those responsibilities is to welcome him to the Brit with a circumcision. And it's your job to do it unless you appoint somebody else. Someone else would like to appoint.
Okay, we'll have the pediatric urologist do it.
Good choice, good choice.
Who's got the loops on?
Bring it over to him.
Usually I carry when I have to go change the diaper.
He's back to the talus of my father. So this is the great-grandfather of the child.
So what we're celebrating here today is the initial life cycle event in the life of a Jewish boy, Brit Milah, the covenant of circumcision, a tradition that dates, almost 4,000 years to the biblical times of Abraham and Isaac. And we performed this on the 8th day. After sundown, it became the 8th day. We never want to delay to perform a mitzvah, right, Rabbi?
That's right.
So we today are reenacting the covenant. Fortunately for you, with a lot more refined surgical instruments than Abraham did to himself at the age of 99. So although he will feel a bit of pain, he is welcoming him into Jewish life and continuing the covenant for another, hopefully, 4,000 years. Please sit.
Sure. Well, this I went to medical school.
Yes. Thank God.
Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la. Ya la 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 la.
Sweet.
Ya la la, ya la 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 la. I feel you're back too far. This operation already happened. Come closer.
Come on in.
Come closer. Come closer.
Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
You say the prayer here on the page. Good.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hakinisa b'vrata shel Avraham Avinu
Sarah,
Imanu.
English?
blessed
Blessed are you, eternal presence of the universe, who has sanctified us with your commandments and commanded us to bring our son into the covenant of Abraham our father, Sarah our mother.
Everybody, Geshem sheniknas lebrit, ken yikanes leTorah, uluchuppah, ulumaasim tovim. Just as he entered the covenant, so may he enter the study of Torah, the wedding canopy, and the accomplishment of good deeds. Now we're taught to perform Brit Milah, to carry on the tradition of the ancestors, to do the act of blessing, the sign of the covenant. We do so on this Shabbat, Shabbat Lech Lecha, where Abraham and Sarah decide to go on the journey to promise, towards the promised land. And hear the call of God to pursue something higher in their lives, and they start that journey forward into the future. Well, that's what we just did with this child. We welcomed him not just into this world, but in a world that has values, with a prayer that his family will bring him forward and bless him and raise him, to share with him the values that he might be a good human being, be a man who can have the optimism that he can carry hope into the future. Now I want to remind you, the tallit that he's wearing was worn by his great-grandfather, is that right?
Yes.
By his great-grandfather who left Europe and found salvation in South Africa, and the family made their way here to the United States and here to be in your life. Journeys forward into the future are journeys of blessing. He also is here with his other grandparents. Which grandchild is this for you guys?
5.
Number 5. So we know about building a future and hope and seeing joy in that future. And we pray that this child will grow with wonder and blessing and hope. We give him a brit, but we also give him a name. And so I'm going to say this prayer unto him. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, kayam et hayeled hazeh la'avi u'limo, v'yikre shmo b'Yisrael, Shemaiah ben Shmuel v'Ariela, Yismach ha'av yotzei chalatzav, v'tegel ima v'fri vitno, as you guys said, Zoha katan gadol yihye, Geshem yikanes l'Torah, yikanes l'chuppah l'u'asim tovim, v'nomar, Amen. Our God and God of our ancestors sustain this child through his parents' loving care. And let it be known among the people of Israel and be called the Torah as Shemaiah ben Shmuel of Ariela. His friends can call him Seth Duncan Lurie. May his name be a source of joy to him and inspire him to serve our people and all humanity. May you, his parents, rejoice in his growth of body and soul. And as you brought him into this covenant, so may you with wisdom and patience lead him to study how to be a mensch, to connect to Torah, to a life of good deeds, and if he chooses so, to a marriage worthy of God's blessing. And again, let us say,
Amen.
will you share with us why you chose the name?
I'll give a brief speech. Aaron and I and our families would like to thank all of you for welcoming Seth to this world. We have friends from all over, from India, from South Africa, family, and everyone. We appreciate it. Seth Duncan Lurie was born at 6:56 a.m. on Monday, September 30th, at the University of California, San Francisco. It was a remarkable event to witness. And thanks to Erin, who made it happen. She's a real trooper, and she had her body do activities that she'd never done before to create life, which is truly a miracle. So thank you. Seth is a Hebrew name, which means anointed. And it's from Genesis in the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, the New Testament, of the Old Testament. Seth was the 3rd child of Adam and Eve. And Cain and Abel, remember Cain killed Abel. So then they had 130 years later, they had another child, Seth. And Cain's descendants were all killed in the Great Flood. So really, we all come from Seth, the descendants, all of humankind. And as a common ancestor, and Seth had a boy named Enosh, whom he named himself, so, which was unlike the custom of the day of the woman naming the baby. So Seth, we want you to be anointed and to live a full and impactful life. We want you to be independent, just like the Seth broke with tradition, did that stuff. We want you to have a positive impact on humankind, all like the biblical Seth. So in the tradition of the Ashkenazi branch of Judaism, which is where we come from, the Eastern European one, we name after a dead relative, and not the other, the Sephardic. And it's typically with the same letter of the first name. And so we are naming after Sylvia Dine, who's her mother. And we have pictures here, which I'll show you a little bit. There's a couple of things about, so it's the maternal grandmother and somebody that I knew very well. She lived large, and she was a force of strength and achievement. Sylvia's best known broadly for being the first woman nominated for Sportsman of the Year in South Africa. Wow. She, in those days, in the 50s, women, very few sports were available to women, unlike today. And she was the 5-time national lawn bowling champion of South Africa, which was a big deal, and she competed internationally. And there's a tournament named for her, which is held every year in Johannesburg, the Sylvia Dine Women's Four. So if any of you are lawn bowlers, and women, you can go there and play there. And here are pictures of her dressed in white. You can look at it later, you know, with the various trophies. And thank you for Nadine for bringing this. And she was known that, but we also know her for much more, for her spirit, her warmth, and her generosity. She was a unique and inspiring figure, and an apt person to be named for now. And we would also like to remember others who couldn't be with us today, but are here in spirit and are remembered. My maternal grandparents, Bris and Duncan Lurie, who were from Lithuania. My maternal grandparents, Sonny and Sylvia Dine, who were from South Africa. My older sister, Tracy, whom we honor every day, and also publicly every year at Run for Teachers, which is a charity 5K run, walk or watch. Chrissy Field in San Francisco, date TBD for next year, but you can come, and money raised from that run is donated to help school children in India. And I see several people here who work in India, and we know the need that is there, so we appreciate that. And then also the grandparents' parents, Donald Mankunas and Myra and Orville Duncan. We honor them. So Seth, there's so little behind you in some ways, because you're only a week old. It was 9 months of gestation. But there really is so much behind you, if you really think about it, as far as the centuries of your descendants. Shaped by their character, beliefs, religion, and times. We've even seen it in our own time, where turbulent times have impacted our own family. And we don't even know before that, given like reporting, but we know that macroeconomic or socioeconomic events caused the family to emigrate from Lithuania, and thankfully they did. And I couldn't come to the United States, so they went to South Africa. And then turbulent macro events caused another immigration of my own family, which I'm aware of, from South Africa to the United States. So we're grateful to be here in this country. And there's so much ahead of you in your particular journey. So Seth, make the most of it. Go for it. And what is it? So here in summary, and in closing, are some of it. Be a mensch.
Yes.
Live to your full potential. Love, live, and laugh. Be a blessing to others, yourself, and the world. And have a purpose in life. Live life by purpose, not on accident, by accident. Have a mission in life so that you can be outstanding, both personally and professionally. And be resilient. As Rudyard Kipling said in the famous poem, If, which he wrote for his own son. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, that's the character you want. So I know that some people here from Silicon Valley, so I'll translate this. Have a vision and have some guiding values that you can live by, and have the right strategy and execute well. Maintain a strong culture, and you will scale. We'll be your board of directors. You'll be the CEO. Be CEO. We are funders. That funding ends when you're cash flow positive. Okay? All right. You have to call. That funding ends. But until then, we will provide your seed, Series A and Series B funding. And you're a CEO that we know will be able to scale. And we'll help you there. We'll give you support and we'll give you opportunities so that you can fulfill your promise. And we appreciate that all of you will be there helping as well. So Seth, we're here to help. Go for it.
We have 2 more blessings to do. I asked Mom and Dad to take the baby from Grandpa. Sorry. He was so good. And Dad, if you take this kiddish cup here, hold it up. We're going to make a little blessing for April Goffin. Let's say together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen. And give the baby a little droplet if you can. If the pinky's good. All right. We got it. Beautiful. And you guys will stand right here in the middle, and you guys come close around.
Come on, everyone.
Come close. And we're going to say this prayer afterwards. We ask that you pray from whatever tradition you come from, a blessing for this family and for growth and this child. And this is a little bracha from the tradition. If you can put one hand and connect to the person next to you, but still have your case, then you'll be connected.
People with the detail.